Over, I just, you know, if I could just.
Sure, yeah, feel free. No, take time to set up. You know what? I'd like to have these really.
You want to get in there? You can have your signs in there if you want to. Okay.
We can all be in it.
All right.
These are my backup singers.
The microphone's pretty good on this, so I shouldn't have to go back and get my mic or anything. But all right. Anyhow, so this is.
We were doing a song a little earlier. It was called "Banks Got Bailed Out, We Got Sold Out."
Okay.
So this is my slogan. I think this is the slogan.
Wall Street owns the U.S. government.
I think that what she's got, the girl on the right, which her sign was made by the girl in the middle here.
Okay.
But
all right, let's take a look at those signs. All right, I'm going to back this up a little because I can get you all in the picture.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
Now, it is, just so I understand the message, is the message, let me ask you this, did you support the bailouts?
Are you kidding?
Exactly,
That's the
okay.
whole problem.
Right, exactly. And
we bail out the culprits and let the victims, you know, get shafted even worse. You know, so there you go.
Okay. Now, is there anything that you see that could be done? I mean, what can we do about it? What can we do about it as citizens?
Wake up, I guess, and tell everybody else that, you know, the reason I made this sign is I think Wall Street is the problem. If you look right now, our government is riddled with Wall Street people. There's a revolving door, and the problem is they got control of the money. And politics, elections cost so much money now that you can't get elected if you represent people. You have to kind of represent big money. And that's just what Wall Street is about. Wall Street is where our money actually comes from. There's a ton of problems. I've been studying for 40 years. I can't give you all that I've seen and heard. And besides, I'd be confused by the time I got halfway through it. So, but you know, the problem is we need to get. Wall Street owns our government. They need to give it back.
Okay.
We need to have a real democracy again. Not.
Now, do you see yourselves as the antithesis to what people consider the Tea Party, or do you just think you're coming at it from a different angle?
The Tea Party has some good points.
Okay.
You know, they know something's wrong. We know something's wrong. The trouble is there's too many people that think they've got the right answer, and you know, you're getting polarized. And I've seen a couple arguments here today. People here that all believe that, you know, something is really wrong, and then they start accusing the other person of having the wrong answer.
Right. And that's what I'm seeing a lot too. And I'll tell you, I am a Tea Partier as well as a conservative, but I recognize there are some things like the bailout. Yeah. You know, you want to talk about the 99%. The 99% screamed, "Don't bail out," when it happened, and they still did it. And you know, I'm not sure what the exact percentage is, but I know it was a very high percentage.
Probably a libertarian, or at least sympathetic with Ron Paul. And
I'm sympathetic, absolutely.
Yeah. Do you guys believe that the money is the problem? As a lot of them do, or that the bailouts were a big problem for one?
No, fiat currency and then the control.
Fiat currency is a problem. Yeah. You know, I could discuss that for quite a while.
Oh, I'm sure.
I think money's here to stay. I don't think we're going to get by without money. I don't think gold's going to work. That kind of thing, but you know, that's a long discussion.
I guess what I'm trying to figure out is what is ultimately going to be the solution that we're going to have to come to. I mean, really, where do we have to go exactly? I mean, we can talk about we need to put pressure on, but put pressure on whom? Who's going to make the difference? Is it through the electoral process, or is it something far?
If we could fix the electoral process, that might work.
Okay.
Right now, it's so bought and sold. It's so corrupted by money. That's a big problem. So we got to go back to the money thing again. If you don't deal with the money thing, if you don't fix that, you're probably not going to fix anything. Okay. We keep voting for new people to get the crooks out of there, or get the corrupt people out of there, and it doesn't change. They all have to be corrupt to be elected. You know, Obama had to raise a huge amount of money. Goldman Sachs was one of his big contributors. Now he's doing everything Goldman Sachs wants him to do. There again, that's Wall Street all over again. You know, we need to. What would work?
I'm gonna get a little closer. I can make sure I get your message. Just want to make sure you guys are out of the picture right now, just so you know. So.
Thanks. Thanks to my backup singers. I hope they don't go away. If you see signs here that say greed, and you hear people chanting greed, greed, down with greed, greed's got to go. and that's true. But what enables the greed is the way our money comes into existence in the first place. You know, and that's pretty subtle, pretty deep. The Federal Reserve is a problem. Ron Paul will say, get rid of the Federal Reserve. You know, and there are things that he says that really make sense to me. But there was a Ron Paul guy here arguing with other people that still support Obama. And, you know, I don't think Obama did this to us on purpose. He actually meant what he said.
It started with Bush.
Huh?
It started with Bush.
Well, yeah, and you can certainly find plenty of people to blame. I don't really agree that the Democrats and Republicans are going to make much difference switching from one to the other. Tea Partiers want more Republicans, and we get rid of the Democrats. You know, progressives want to get the crazy Tea Party people back in their, you know, closet or whatever.
There's certainly an element of that. Well, I'll tell you. Now I'm walking through and
picking up ideas.
I'm listening to the chants, and when I drove by, I noticed you were here, kind of, you know, flying solo. Although, you know, you guys are here with them and everything, but I mean, you're kind of flying solo.
No, we had some other people here singing with me for a while.
All right.
You know, they're just not ready for stardom yet, so they moved on.
do you have a song that you sing, or? Well,
you know, they had some that they got in Madison, Wisconsin. They went to another another Occupy Wall Street support thing in Madison, Wisconsin, a week or so ago.
You guys
came back with a songbook.
Or no, not somebody else. Oh.
Actually, some of the ladies right over here.
Okay, all right.
And they had these beautiful songs. One of them is, "We'd like to buy the Cokes a world so they'd leave ours alone." Do you want to hear that song? We can get that on tape.
If you'd like to, yeah.
I can find those ladies. You can turn that off and we can get them in on here. But your question was, if I'm by myself, do I feel like I'm not part of this movement?
Yeah.
No, I think this is incredibly diverse. Everybody's got their own idea of what's wrong, but one thing we all agree on: the 99% of us are getting screwed.
Yeah. Now, one of the things that a lot of folks who are not sure whether or not they can, I mean, and I speak of Tea Party type folks, and they're concerned with this movement, is that, you know, the use of some iconology, you know, the fist, some of the messages.
Yeah, you saw Gaddafi going like this.
Yeah, well, you see that, and you see that in some of the. It's not. You see it in some of the socialist Marxist type movements, and that's not what this is about, or is it?
See my sign here? It says, "Wall Street owns U.S. government. Give it back."
Yeah.
Underneath here, it used to say in red, "Take it back." And I got thinking about that, and I said, no, that sounds like this.
Yeah, it does.
That sounds like anger, defiance. No, we know you got us by the short hairs. Give it back.
Yeah, let them have it.
Let's be what we pretend to be.
Exactly. Okay.
Let's
real, true capitalism. If you fail, you fail. You're gone.
Yeah,
and we should have let them fail.
I'm with you on that.
Okay. All right.
Banks should not have been too big to fail. They should never have gotten that big in the first place.
Yeah.
But when they started whining that they're too big to fail after they drove our economy into a ditch, come on. Now, how stupid do you have to be to give the culprits all the money and then have them watch them put it in their pockets and not pass it out to the rest of us?
It's a pretty vicious cycle, though.
Money is a
politics
very important thing.
Yeah.
And when you freeze it up on us, we're screwed, and we are. Might as well get used to it. That's what they're saying. We got it.
I appreciate it. I thank you. That's as clear as I've heard it from anybody.